the pressure that comes with perfectionism, the anxiety that comes with perfectionism, the nasty inner critic in your head that tells you that it's not enough that comes with perfectionism. Those are just 3 costs of perfectionism that I'm thinking on the top of my head. There's 100 of them, but just those 3 to host those in your mind, body, and spirit are a full-time job. A full-time job. It costs you energy to carry that pressure, to carry that mean inner critic, to carry that load, the anxiety, the I need to do more, I need to do more, the not enoughness. It's a cost. It's an expenditure of your precious jewel energy. What might you do when you get that energy back? Hey, I'm Brooke Jean, therapist, recovering perfectionist, and struggling working mom on a mission to normalize normal. If you're an overwhelmed, high-achieving, and secretly anxious mama, struggling to balance it all and on the brink of burnout, you are in the right place. Here is where we talk about hard things like balancing work and family life, mental health, and how to navigate life-altering transitions. Nothing is too taboo here. In my conversations, I'll teach you how to let go of who you think you're supposed to be in order to create the life you've always wanted. Get ready to embrace your messy, shed the shoulds, and find freedom through a life unperfected. This is the Unperfected Pod. Welcome back to the Unperfected Pod, where we normalize normal and find freedom in a life unperfected. Hello, 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 my love. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. My name is Brooke Jean. I'm your host. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome to the experience. Welcome to the ridiculous that is this community, learning to embrace our messy and shed the shoulds and to find freedom in a life unperfected. I am so freaking glad and grateful that you are here. Y'all, I'm coming at you. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm coming at you from a different studio today. So I have a co-working space that I am a community member in Westminster, Colorado. And I've rented out the CEO room today to record the podcast, to host my mastermind, to see clients, because here's the truth. My husband is going to be in our home with my daughter and her best friend because our nanny has a family emergency. So now instead of having help 3 days a week, we only had help 1 day this week. And so I was like, I have so much to do. I don't want to hear these precious little girls squealing. I don't want to hear my husband like huffing and puffing, feeling sorry for himself. I'm going to go and I'm going to get into business mode. I'm going to embody my inner CEO energy and I'm going to go focus on creating and inspiring and coaching and delivering and doing all the things that I love to do at work without those distractions. So that's why we're here today. If you haven't already followed and subscribed to the show on YouTube, will you do that? Go follow and subscribe on YouTube. You can watch all of the episodes. You can see how ridiculous I am. You can see the interviews that I have. So anyways, so much fun stuff is going on. Okay, so when this episode goes live, we will have had the free masterclass, Perfectionism Detox, Reclaiming Your Self-Worth and Inner Peace. I think it's Reclaiming Your Worth and Inner Peace. And I am so freaking excited because that masterclass, which PS, is just packed with real therapeutic psychology and neuroscience and energetic backed tools that are going to help you understand perfectionism and how it's affecting you, right? What is your flavor? It's going to help you overcome perfectionism with real things like learning how to embrace your imperfections, learning how to set realistic goals that you can celebrate and build momentum, because when we celebrate, we release hormones that feel good, that build internal and intrinsic inspiration, how to have a freaking growth mindset, how to have resilience and self-compassion, right? And then how to live a balanced life. Like, who are you underneath your roles and responsibilities? What is this life that, like, what is it that you want out of this one wild and precious life? What can you let go of because it's no longer serving you? And what can you get really intentional about that's going to help you get where you want to go? So here's the good news. If you missed that live masterclass, you can still sign up to watch the replay. And here's what I strongly suggest that you do, because at the end of that masterclass, I launched my brand new program, which I am so flipping lit up about, you guys. It's Unstuck and Unstoppable, overcoming perfectionism and embracing unshakable worth. Okay, so Unstuck and Unstoppable is my new online, self-paced, gonna change your life, gonna help you let go of who you think you're supposed to be so that you can create a life you actually love. It's my new container. It's a way for you to get the coaching and the experience with me that is way more cost friendly than, my mastermind or any one-to-one intensives or containers that I offer. This program is fucking phenomenal. However, I highly recommend, if you want to know more about the program, it's going to be linked in the show notes. I highly recommend that you go through the masterclass, which is always going to be available, which is always going to be free. It's packed with information. But if you go the route of the masterclass, you're going to get a significant discount on the Unstuck and Unstoppable program. So, to recap, we still have the free masterclass, Perfectionism Detox, available. I highly recommend you go and snag that. You watch the replay, you gather all the goodies. That's going to get you primed and freaking ready to go next level, which is Unstuck and Unstoppable. That is the program that will change your life. That's going to get you out of the overanalyzing and into the embodiment of the queen that I know you are ready to be, of the energy that you are ready to step into. All of my programs have energetics and psychology and neuroscience all wrapped into one to help you get the most goosebump worthy transformation. And when you go the route of the masterclass, you get a significant discount on the program. So, y'all, if you've been wanting to work with me, if you've wanted to be in one of my containers, and you've been getting the nudge from the universe that it is your time. It is your time to heal. It is your time to rise. It is your time to become. Baby, get in this program. I cannot wait to see you there. Okay, let's get into today's topic, which I'm so thrilled and tickled pink to talk about, because one of the fears that I think a ton of us perfectionists bump up against when we are feeling like we need to heal, we're feeling like we need a transformation, but we bump up against this fear and it prevents us from taking action to do the work. And it's this. It's the fear that if I overcome my perfectionism, if I heal my perfectionistic part, if I manage this perfectionism, if I do any sort of work around my perfectionism that I'm already hesitant to even identify with, I'm already hesitant to label it perfectionism. But when I think about overcoming it, healing it, managing it, setting it aside, ditching it, whatever word you want to use, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my edge. I'm going to lose my drive. I'm going to lose my momentum that I've worked so hard to build. My empire that I've spent my life creating, my business, my job, my family, my home, our cars, our vacations, my 401k, my 529, this whole thing that I've worked my ass off to create is going to be taken from me and it's going to come crumbling down. And I'm no way going to have the energy to rebuild. Raise your hand if you are with me. Raise your hand if right now there's a part of you that is afraid to let go of the perfectionist because you're afraid that you're going to lose your drive, your edge. You're afraid of what's going to happen, that you're not going to be able to output. You're not going to be able to show up. You're not going to be able to get results. Guys, this is so real and so freaking relatable. But it's
total BS. And I am here to debunk that myth. Is that even the word debunk? Or is it bunk? Listen, I'm here to tell you that that is not true. That's not what happens at all. But I want to normalize that fear. So, number one, you might be on the fence with even acknowledging your struggles as perfectionism. Okay. A couple of episodes ago, I think it was 2 episodes ago, I released an episode, 7 signs that you're secretly suffering with perfectionism. So, perfectionism is a sneaky MFer, guys. Perfectionism looks like procrastination, looks like indecision, looks like a mean inner critic that always tells you that it's not enough, looks like staying up late at night to redo and edit and rework something, looks like playing small and not using your voice and not speaking up because you're afraid of what people are going to think. People pleasing is a symptom of perfectionism, right? So there's all these symptoms of perfectionism that I think are more covert, meaning like they're not so obvious. But if you're one of those people that overanalyzes and reworks things and waits to put them out, if you have a big dream on your heart and you're a driven person and you're not releasing that blog, releasing that podcast, starting your own business, asking for that promotion, baby, you might be suffering with perfectionism. So definitely go back and listen to that episode because there's people that are like, I don't want to, I don't know if this is perfectionism. And there's also people that like the identity of their perfectionism because in their mind, perfectionism is the reason why they're successful. Perfectionism is the reason why they have high standards. Now, I also recorded a previous episode that talks about how perfectionism is a protective part. So you've built this part of your psyche that says, oh no, that needs to be better. So let's do it again. And it pushes you to greatness. And you've now said to yourself, like, I need that. If I don't have that voice that tells me go harder, do more, be better, do it again, perfect it, then I'm going to lose my edge. I'm going to lose the thing about me that I relied on to get where I want to go my whole entire life. Listen, I so get this. My drive, my ability to overachieve is insane. And it's driven from trauma. It's driven from perfectionism. It's driven from a protective part that just wants me to be fucking legit in the world, that just wants me to be able to show people I have something here. Maybe I've got some talent. Maybe I'm even a tad special, dare I say. Maybe I'm worthy because I work so hard. Maybe I'm not so fucked up inside because look what I can accomplish. I can't possibly be a bad person when I'm doing so much good in the world, right? So when I started getting curious about my perfectionism and my drive and my overachieving and the pressure that that came with, that was literally making me sick, guys. I was like, wow, I don't want to give up this part of me. This part of me is like core to who I am. This part of me is the reason I'm successful. It's the reason I get results. It's the reason that my kids can count on me to provide. Like I'm always going to be okay in this world because I work hard and I do shit right. So you think you're going to take that away from me? Excuse me. That's like asking me to now go out in the world naked without my clothes. That's like asking me to show up without my tools. That's like asking me to be out in the world without my skin. No, ma'am. You're not taking that from me. So if you're in that place where either A, you have not accepted or acknowledged that you are dealing with perfectionism, or B, you actually like your perfectionism because you've told yourself it's the reason that you're okay in the world, that you're lovable, that you're likable, that you're worthy, that you have value, right? If you're in those places, and C, I was like, wait, there was another thing. And because of that C, You're afraid to let go of the perfectionism because you fear that you're going to lose your drive, your edge. What's kept you safe? Then you're in good company, honey. Come on in and sit down. I see you. I get you because I am you. I was going to say I was you, but I still am you because managing perfectionism and overcoming perfectionism doesn't mean we fully get rid of it. And P.S., what you will realize is that you will always have that drive inside. You will always have that fire, that edge, those gifts, your gold. You're just going to channel them fucking intentionally now. News flash, when you peel the layers of perfectionism, your guts are still golden, babe. But I am you because I'm still on the journey and I can still get triggered and feel like I'm not enough and fall into patterns of over perfecting and overachieving and wanting things to be just right and waiting to put them out and procrastinating and being mean to myself, right? Every once in a while, I'll catch a thought that's just rude. I just posted a reel about this 2 days ago on my Instagram, right? So you're in good company. I get it. And what I want you to maybe try to be open to today is the possibility that when you heal this protective part, when you tame her so she doesn't have to be so intense, she doesn't have to try so hard, she doesn't have to bury the burden of this next level pressure that comes with perfectionism, you're still amazing. You're still going to get where you want to go, but here's the kicker. It's going to feel a heck of a lot better. Because when we get rid of the pressure that comes with perfectionism, right? That's a full-time energetic job. So the pressure that comes with perfectionism, the anxiety that comes with perfectionism, the nasty inner critic in your head that tells you that it's not enough that comes with perfectionism, those are just 3 costs of perfectionism that I'm thinking on the top of my head. There's 100 of them, but just those 3 to host those in your mind, body, and spirit are a full-time job. A full-time job. It costs you energy to carry that pressure, to carry that mean inner critic, to carry that load, the anxiety, the I need to do more, I need to do more, the not enoughness. It's a cost. It's an expenditure of your precious jewel energy. What might you do when you get that energy back? When you're no longer holding and hosting the pressure, the anxiety, and the mean girl inner critic, you channel that energy, baby, into the woman you're fucking becoming. You channel that energy into your self-care. You channel that energy into your vision and your mission, and you show up for the things that matter with that energy. And you become a magnet for what you desire because now your energy is true. It's authentic. It's it's like embodying the version of you who's living who she's meant to be. And that's when we collapse time. That's when doors begin to open. That's when we start to feel good. And when we feel good, we do good. And then we resonate with people, places, and things with that same frequency. So opportunities start to come. The right team starts to show up. The right clients start to show up. Guys, listen to what I'm saying because I got your back. Shed the perfectionism and make space for your vision. Shed the pressure of perfectionism and make space for you to embody the queen that you are. Shed the staying up late and perfecting shit that doesn't even matter and take better care of yourself. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? I hope it doesn't feel like I'm shouting at you. I'm just passionate and I love you and I'm standing for your potential. You see, great coaches, they see the potential in you and they stand for it. So when you get distracted with things like perfectionism, we're here to remind you, no, babe, you don't need that. That's not a tool that you need for your greatness. You know what you need? A regulated nervous system, self-care, self-worth, inner peace, a vision, goals, then the energy and the intention and the aligned action to show up each day to get where you want to go, to celebrate yourself, your growth, and your wins, to be the woman that you want to be, the wife, the mom, the leader, the entrepreneur, the business owner, the whatever. So here's what I want you to really hear. So when we let go of perfectionism, we make space for the things that we actually want in our lives. Because, do this little exercise with me. Think about the things that your perfectionism is driving you to do. It's driving you to perfect the email and look at the email and proofread the email 3 times. How much time is that costing you? How much energy is that costing you? It's having you look over your blog 3 times. How much time and energy and sanity is that costing you? It's having you wait to put your website out in the world because you've been looking at it for 3 months. It's causing you to wait to ask for that promotion because you're telling yourself all the reasons why yourself out there. What if you would have started your business a year ago? What if you would have started your healing journey a year ago? What if you would have started your becoming journey? Right. And so this isn't about, oh my God, I'm wasting my time. You can start today. But I want you to look at what is it costing you to stay in the perfectionism. And when you let that go, you're clearing up time, energy, and sanity, right? What I call the precious jewels. And then you use those wisely. So now you're still who you're meant to be. You still have this beautiful essence that is who you really are. But now you get to channel that time, energy, and sanity for the things that light you up, for the things that make you feel alive, for the things that actually matter. Your perfectionism has you fixating on shit that doesn't matter. Your blog being important in the grand scheme of life, honey, nobody gives a shit. Nobody's going to be as critical of you and your work and your body and your accomplishments as you are. Nobody cares if my Instagram live is that cool. Nobody expects a perfect program. Nobody expects a perfect boss. Nobody's looking at it through such a critical lens, right? Nobody's looking at me going, well, why haven't you volunteered in the last month at the school? Why aren't you doing this with your kids? Why aren't you cooking perfect meals with your kids? Why aren't you working out more? Why aren't you on this diet? Why aren't you doing that in your business? And if you are looking at me and criticizing me and judging me, that's more about you than it is about me anyway. So I don't want to take that on. I don't want to carry that. But your perfectionism has you fixating on things that in the grand scheme of life, they don't make your nips hard. Okay? They don't make your nips hard. So here's mine. When I'm deciding what matters and what doesn't, I'm looking at, does it make my freaking nips hard, babe? Because when I'm alive, when I'm loving something, when I'm turned on by something, when I'm excited, which as a generator, I have to follow excitement. When my nips are hard, that's a fucking yes for me. When I think about recording this podcast and it helping just one woman wake up to who she is and her magic and her power and her potential, when I think about showing up on Instagram and I think about it helping one woman become who she's actually supposed to be, when I think about the clients that I get to work with and them healing and then becoming and then rising, my nips get hard. When I think about live music, my nips get hard. When I think about travel, my nips get hard. When I think about making out with my husband, my nips get hard. When I think about having experiences with my babies, being in nature, my nips get hard. If it's not making your nips hard, then what the fuck are you doing? Okay? Make sure the children are not listening to my podcasts. I love them. But this one, not for kids. Okay? But do you hear me, babes? When we overcome, when we manage, when we heal our perfectionism, we don't lose our edge. In fact, we spice it up. We double it down and we channel it like the fucking Care Bear stare. We channel it to the things that actually matter. What matters to me are my 3 core values: purpose, pleasure, and playfulness. Letting go of perfectionism gave me time, energy, and sanity to channel into those 3 things. And let me tell you what, let me be the expander for you, because I am celebrating every freaking thing in the month of July. I have been able to First of all, surprise and delight myself with the woman I'm becoming because I keep healing and shedding layers and layers and layers and finding that underneath those layers is a woman that I actually fucking like. And that could make me cry. Do you know how hard I worked to shed the layers, the things about myself that I didn't like and integrate them and look at the mistakes that I've made and look at the, places I misstepped and the times that I was nasty and ignorant and annoying and all my drinking days. And girl, I have done the work to actually like who I am. That alone is a mic drop. Because now that I like who I am, I can show up differently. I've remembered who I was when I was little. I love to laugh. I love to make jokes. I love to inspire people. I love to dress up. I love to perform. I love to sing. I love to dance. I love to help people. I love to listen to them. I love to bring out the best in them. That is woven into my everyday freaking life as a mother, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as a healer. And because I'm in that energy of self-worth, of liking myself, I've now surrounded myself with people that also do. And now cool opportunities and cool connections and retreats and travel and all this badass shit has come into my life because I've done the work to actually like myself and all this business opportunity. And I have all these gorgeous fucking clients. I'm making more money than I ever could have made being in corporate America, climbing the ladder to the top, right? And I say that because I want to normalize women getting wealthy because nothing makes my nips more hard than a bitch getting rich. I'm going to say that again. And if it triggers you, you've got some money work to do, babe. Nothing makes my nips more hard than a bitch getting rich. You know why? Because wealthy women do good stuff with their money. Wealthy women do good things. They donate to good causes. They help people. They share the wealth. They invest in things that matter. They grow their businesses. They take care of their teams. They take care of their families. They set people up for success. They invest in themselves. And think about when a wealthy woman invests in herself and takes care of people, the ripple of good that does in the world. Ooh. So not only do I like myself, not only has that massively changed my energetic frequency and therefore allowed me success in my business, I get to do work that I love, I get to make good money. Here's the best part. I'm enjoying the ride. Now, is every day rainbows and butterflies? No, I suffer depression. I just had 2 days that were in the fucking dumps, honey. I learned to ride the waves. I learned to ride the waves. Not every day is rainbow and butterflies, but I have to tell you, I'm more regulated in my nervous system than I've ever been. I'm more present in my life than I've ever been. I'm more able to celebrate the gorgeousness that is the abundance that is life in little moments all day, every day. There's like 100 times a day that I pause and I juice a moment that's so joyful. And I'm like, this is so good. The birds are chirping. The sun is shining. My kids are fucking amazing. We have a home. I have a husband. And I have a career. I love my life. I love nature. I love music. I want to move my body. Dancing feels so good. I am juicing the shit out of my life. So my journey of getting where I want to go, it's really about the journey now. It's not even about the end goal. I like the journey. I'm enjoying myself. I have more confidence, joy, and ease than I've ever had in my entire life, finally at 43 years old, because I let go of who I thought I was supposed to be. I let go of the perfectionism. I let go of the intense overachieving and the trying to prove my value with achievements. So, this is what I want you to understand, my love. It's totally normal that you feel this fear of, oh my gosh, if I heal my perfectionism part, I'm going to lose my edge. I'm going to lose my drive. I'm going to lose my method to success. No, you're not. No, you're not. That is just a survival mechanism you picked up along the way. What you will do is double click on your gold, your gifts. And you will use those gifts intentionally every single day. And it will help you shed the layers of who you're not and reconnect to who you are. And the more authentic you are, the brighter your light becomes, and the more you become a magnet for what you desire. And then there's a ripple of good that builds from there. So you have everything to gain, but I understand it can be scary. So what do? We take this information that Brooke's giving us and we try to let it in piece by piece. We start to sit on and digest these concepts. We journal out, what is perfectionism doing for me and what is it costing me? What are the fears that are coming up? When I think about letting go of the perfectionism and the drive, what are the fears that come up? And then what else might be possible? Okay, so I might lose a little bit of my momentum so I can strengthen my roots, because when I strengthen my roots and I train my energy, I can now expand beyond and have some sustainable success. Like, start to sit with all of this, start to journal all of this, start to meditate on this, start to dance with this. Like, what am I telling myself is going to happen if I heal this perfectionism? And then I want you to ask yourself, but what else might be possible? What do I have to gain? Because what I've had to gain is confidence, joy, and ease, which is the success. I have been able to redefine success by ditching perfectionism. Perfectionism lied to me and told me that success was having a certain, income amount, was paying off debt, was having enough in the savings and investing my money, was having a perfect marriage that never had any conflict, was having a home that was clean all the time and in these home cooked meals, was having certain amount of vacations, was having this perception of me. Perfectionism wants you to have a perception of you. And that is all an illusion that was created out of lack, my love. Anything that is created out of lack, survival, and fear is not actually yours. Let me say that again. Anything that is created out of lack, out of scarcity, and out of fear is not inherently yours. You, my love, are one with the all that is, and you are made of love and light. You are made of love and light. And so fear are things that we adopt as ways to live in this fucked up world. And it's not yours. So when you start to dissolve those fears, which is what literally creates the perfectionism, when you start to dissolve it, you make space for whatever it is that you want in your life, that you desire in your life, and that you're destined to be. When I let go of who I thought I was supposed to be, I started getting busy creating a life that I actually love. I was able to stop, self-sabotaging to keep up with the pressures of keeping up with the Kardashians, the overeating, the overspending, and the overdrinking. All that shit is gone, right? I was able to enjoy my life. I was able to celebrate the small things. And because I was in that energy, it started manifesting. I started resonating with more of that good stuff. So embrace your messy, shed the shoulds, and find freedom in a life unperfected. And if this sounds good to you, if you feel ready, get your ass in my Unstuck and Unstoppable, Overcoming Perfectionism and Embracing Your Unshakable Worth. Get in that program. Do the masterclass first to get the discount. Get in that program. I'm going to show you the how in that program. I'm pretty sure you understand the why this shit matters. You understand what it is that we're doing. We're letting go of perfectionism so that we can create a life we love that actually feels good. I think you're bought in at this point. If you've listened to this episode this far, I think you understand the importance. But the course teaches you the how, step by step, the how. What is my perfectionism? How is it showing up? What is it costing me? What is, I have a little assessment that I've created for you. What is it born out of? Who is that part? How do I heal that part? How do I overcome? How do I have more self-compassion, more resilience? How do I build a life I actually love? How do I know who I am underneath my perfectionism? What actually lights me up? What are my core values? What are the time strategies? What are the energy strategies? I teach you step by step how to go from stuck to unfucking stoppable. And it's a beautiful price point. There's payment plans available. Get the heck in there. Get in our world. I love you so much. You are deserving of endless love, peace, and abundance. And I'm here to show you the way.
Hey, Mama, if you made it to the end of this episode, I just want to virtually high five you because you've said yes to the opportunity of taking better care of yourself. And that is so meaningful and so amazing. You have no idea the ripple of goodness that's to come. If you've been enjoying the show, if you've been finding it helpful, if you've laughed a little or learned a new technique, will you do me a favor? Will you make sure that you're following the show, that you've given us a 5-star rating and left a review? That will absolutely help us get this podcast into more heads and hearts of as many mamas as possible. Because when we heal the mother, we heal the world. Also, if there's a specific episode that you've loved, will you make sure to share it with a friend? Just send them the link or share it on social media and make sure you tag me at Brooke Jean Unperfected, because I absolutely love seeing that this is actually giving you the impact that you so desire and deserve. Thank you so much, mamas. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves and therefore each other.